What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video where today we are going to talk about Brakus the Shifter. Now, this guy was part of a fusion. I unfortunately was not able to complete that fusion last year. It was back to back with another one. I think it was Harvest Jack. So like I didn't have enough resources to pull it off like two back to back, at least not last year. I got mine from a shard. When I got him, I was excited, but I wasn't like over the top excited. I know he's a great champion, but I looked at my roster and I tend to focus on AoE nukers first. And this is somewhat of, I'll say, like a sniper. One guy that will take out another guy, right? So kind of like Rotos. However, that does not mean he is not good. We've had a Murder Inc. show him against the clan boss, dealing insane amount of damage. That's great and all, but I had a hard time figuring out how I was going to incorporate him into my teams. But then came along the Spicy Chicken Wing Challenge. It kind of forced me to work on other champions. Therefore, Brakus being a very solid damage dealer, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him a shot. I'm going to try to gear him with whatever leftover gear that I have. In fact, I'm even going to max him out with some extra legendary skill tomes I had lying around, if you know what I mean. So his kit real quick, why do we like him? I think this skill right here is next level, right? We get 3 hits as well as the ability to put increased attack on the whole team. We also have True Fear, True Fear being one of these, I'll say somewhat, even the fear itself, like better crowd control debuffs because it works well with the Opportunist Mastery. And I love this along with the stun, the freeze, and the sleep. So I always try to have that on my teams. Therefore, he is in Tag Arena. We also have this skill right here, which is 6 hits. Very good. Both of them are actually really good to counter Rotos. So I kind of like that. I do have him in there, because of that. The revive as well on the passive is pretty solid unless you get a block revive. And as for his stats, decent amount of speed overall, a lot of attack to start, and of course the 63% crit damage right off the bat means that you can reach higher numbers overall. But that's the case with all legendaries. Anyway, all that being said, I'm going to go over his gear. Then we're going to look at a arena run. Okay, I'm going to try an arena run with the team that I use in Tag Arena with this guy in it to see how well it works in Gold 4, which might not work really well. But then again, I've been surprised at just how well it does in Tag Arena. So for the gear, I managed to put him in a Savage set and Divine Crit. I'm still not at a point where I have enough crit rate on like 4 set piece gear that I can like get 100% crit rate. And unfortunately, I'm still not there, but 97% I'll say is decent. Also, we're at 208% crit damage. Pretty low. I would want to be at 250% even in Savage gear. However, I do realize that it is not easy to accomplish. Speed could be a little bit better, but glyphs should allow me to get maybe an extra 10 over time. I just don't have enough left. Accuracy could be a lot higher, especially since we're bringing a fear to the table, and you want that to be applied as often as possible because crowd control wins battles most of the time, right? HP is pretty high. I don't really need the HP to be that high. Attack is maybe a little bit low, but that's because I'm using Divine Crit and not something like Cruel. So over time, maybe I'll shuffle things around for this to be a little bit better. So let's go over each piece real quick here. We do have obviously crit rate being the most important, a little bit of speed. We got lucky on the last roll, some attack percent. Here we have again crit rate, crit damage, pretty solid, along with this piece right here with some speed, crit rate, a little bit of accuracy, which is good. We have some crit damage gloves, only 5 stars, so that's another point I can work on. I'm missing a 15% here by simply getting better gloves, right? We do have some crit rate on here as well, attack percent, 6-star attack percent chest, crit rate, defense percent, not that important, but hey, I guess it's a plus. We do have a little bit of accuracy, and then we have some 5-star speed boots with, again, attack percent and crit rate. This could be 6-star, still don't have that. A ring we have here, attack with 1 roll on attack percent. It's all right, you know, don't have better yet, but over time. Then we have a 6-star crit damage amulet, so that's always nice. Also not something I have often on my account. However, I am getting more and more of these pieces right here, so perhaps over time I'll swap it to that piece once I'm able to max this one out. And we have, of course, an accuracy banner with a little bit of speed and overall not great stats. But I think at this point, all I wanted was accuracy and a little bit more speed, okay? So let's also look at the Great Hall. But before we do, I will say that I maxed him out, like I said, with extra legendary skill tomes. I wouldn't exactly do this most of the time, but decided that I'm going to do it for the next round of the Spicy Chicken Wing contest. As for the Masteries, I'm trying this out sort of like a typical build that I do on the offense. Defense here, I'm trying something maybe a little bit different. I am going for Cycle of Revenge because he's on a slow team, so I'm expecting to be hit first. And I'm hoping that the passives will work in my favor. So you'll see the team that I came up with. It's very passive intensive. So I'm hoping that they're gonna allow me to sort of like cut in. Anyway, I'll get to that point in a second. We do have Retribution here as well. So overall, I think it's all right. It's certainly not on par with my Foley, which I think has much better stats, but still, it's decent for a Savage set. At least that's what I think for now. Obviously, Great Hall is affecting the stats, and that's what I meant. Like, I'm still not even done with this, so there's an extra 10% crit damage sitting in here, plus the gloves, so that's an extra 25% crit damage that I'll eventually get by simply changing the gloves and completing this. So over time, he will be that much better. But like, I get that he, like I said, he's not one of my best nukers right now. Anyway, obviously I do also use him in Faction Wars. It has allowed me to progress quite a bit. I'm really surprised Skinwalker all of a sudden took a big leap forward because of mainly Brakus dealing a ton of damage, taking out champions in one hit. So it's really working well. It allowed me to push on my stars here a little bit. I think in the previous video, the one from yesterday, I grabbed an extra Sacred Shard. So slowly but surely, like these champions that I'm now maxing out are helping out. Like I said, I would not have otherwise really worked on him, but because he's also helping in here, decided that I was going to do it. Anyway, so all that being said, let's go in the arena. Let's see if we can find the type of team that I'm trying to counter with my slow, tanky team now, okay? So the things I'm really looking for, the things I'm trying to address is basically this, okay? This is actually a pretty strong team for me right now, sort of on par with my player power, on par with my team power. But what I'm trying to have is a counter to speed, a counter to, what is it, this Torment somewhat. Of course, this is a little bit problematic. If he's faster and I don't trigger my Torment, might run into issues. So it's not the perfect setup, but let's try it anyway, see what happens, and we'll know, right? We'll know. So I typically go with Torment in the lead. Then we have the Harvest Jack, we've got the Brakus, and the Rhodos. So what I have here is a lot of crowd control, a lot of passives working for me, increased attack, and a lot of ignore defense, because I don't have AoE decreased defense. So that's the exact team that I have in my tag arena right now, and it's actually performing quite well. I was really surprised, so I'm going to test it out right now in Classic Arena, hoping that I don't get owned. Okay, so we froze the Mashal. That is exactly what we want. Now we're gonna hope that this Rhodos can take out the Torment first. We're gonna go for the Torment. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Ooh, so close. So not quite there with the Rhodos, but that's all right. And then here what we want to do is to start to work on probably the Arbiter, because she is going to res this Rhodos. But you know what? Let's see if we can take out the Arbiter. Also not quite there. Okay, so you see what I mean? Like, both of them are really close, but not quite there in terms of damage for me to like one-shot these champions. I'm pretty happy still overall. I think that it's a great work in progress, and like I said, Brakus is doing a lot for this team right here. It might not seem like it, but like it's an excellent counter to Rhodos, and I found that this team had the biggest problem was to deal with that kind of champion, right? So anyway, all that being said, we'll try and finish this here real quick for you guys so that you don't have to watch too much of it, right? And then boom, there you go. Easy peasy somewhat, right? And at first, I wasn't really fond of making a very slow defensive team to deal with speed teams, but now I've been using it more and more, and I think it's a great way to counter like the speed meta. Because the speed packs, again, they're in the shop. Even today, there's a new deal for them. You can purchase 9 of them, and I just can't compete with that level of farming. So I have to come up with teams that will be able to counter the speed meta. And this is a perfect example, right? Even if I didn't one-shot those champions right off the bat, it's still very close. I'm just shy of being able to do it. Therefore, this might actually be one of my best teams right now. Maybe even give up on Classic Arena trying to do the whole speed lead thing and go straight for just this high defense, a lot of passives, get all the buffs that I need, have a lot of crowd control anyway. So let me quickly show you what the tag arena looks like on the defense in the battle log. A couple wins, right? Like on this team right here, because it is this team, okay? Exactly what I showed you guys, so this is what I'm using. And so when I look at the battle log every now and then, I'm surprised because like most of the time it's this team winning, right? Especially in the last 24 hours. And on the attack side, I do have a couple wins as well, okay? And what's interesting is that my speed lead arbiter, that team is not performing that great. I'm being outsped by everybody. The team that is winning is my slow tanky team. So it's been somewhat of a revelation for me is that this can actually work if you have the right synergy between those champions. And I think that Brakus, because of the increased attack, the extra fear, along with the Rotos, did exactly that for me, okay? So that's going to be basically it, guys. I wanted to go over this new champion that I'm somewhat using now. And again, the only thing that forced me to use it was because of this spicy chicken wing contest, and I find it pretty funny because now I'm pretty happy about the outcome of this champion. So, all that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.